I can usually tell how somebody breathes before they've told me anything. Not from watching their chest, from what the muscles on the side of their neck feel like under my thumb. Those muscles are not supposed to be doing much. On a lot of the people who come to me with neck pain, they are doing a full-time job. I'm Constantine, bodywork and massage therapist, deep tissue specialist. So let's talk about breathing. It's one of the few things in this field where the boring explanation turns out to be the useful one. Your main breathing muscle is the diaphragm. It sits under your lungs. It's shaped like a dome, and when it contracts, it flattens downward and air comes in. That's most of a quiet breath. That's the system working properly. You've also got helpers, the scalenes and sternocleidomastoid in your neck, upper trapezius across your shoulders, the muscles between your ribs. They're called accessory muscles, and the name is the whole point. They're supposed to assist. When you run upstairs, when you're frightened, when you sing, they are not supposed to be leading. Here's the part that changed how I think about necks. You breathe somewhere in the region of 20,000 times a day. Nobody is counting. But that's the order of magnitude. So if a muscle in your neck is taking even a small share of every one of those breaths, it is doing 20,000 small contractions a day, every day, without a break, and without you noticing. I don't need to find a knot to explain why that area is unhappy. That's just load. When I press into the side of someone's neck and the muscle is dense and tender and doesn't want to let go, and then I ask them to take a breath, and I feel it fire under my hand, that's not a mystery anymore. You can feel this on yourself. Put your fingers just above your collarbone, at the side, at the base of your neck. Take a normal breath, not a big one. If something moves under your fingers on a quiet breath, those muscles are involved in your resting breathing. They probably shouldn't be. Now, the wellness version of this, you'll have heard someone say, breathe into your belly. It isn't exactly wrong, it's just not describing anything real. No air goes into your belly. What people are pointing at is the movement you see when the diaphragm drops and pushes everything in your abdomen down and out. The belly moving is a consequence. It is not the goal. And I want to push back on something else. The idea that you have been breathing wrong your entire life, and that's why you're anxious and tired and in pain. Breathing patterns and pain do turn up together. That part is real. Which direction it runs in is much less settled than the internet suggests. Pain changes how you breathe. Stress changes how you breathe. Being braced against something changes how you breathe. Telling somebody they've been doing the most automatic thing in their body wrong for 30 years is not a neutral thing to say to a person who is already worried. So what do I actually do about it? Honestly, my hands work on the consequence, not the cause. I can take a lot of tension out of scales and upper traps, and people leave feeling like their neck belongs to them again. But if they go back into a week that keeps their chest tight and their shoulders up around their ears, those same muscles clog back in on Monday. What actually changes it is unglamorous. More time in the day where you aren't braced, sleep, being less frightened of the pain, and breathing a little slower, sometimes, without turning it into a project. You don't need to fix your breathing, but if the muscles in your neck are quietly helping you do it 20,000 times a day, it's worth knowing that's what they're doing. It explains a lot of necks, including, probably, yours.